Tonga. Tonga is a small island nation in the South Pacific. It has 169 islands, of which just 36 are inhabited. It's a bit southeast of Fiji and overall has a much smaller population and a smaller landmass than Fiji as well. Tonga has just 100,000 or so people. 70% of those people live on the main island, leaving all those other 36 islands sparsely inhabited. Tonga was devastated by Cyclone Gita, which hit February of 2018. It came across as a Category 5 cyclone. Both Ewa and Tongatapu received really a ton of damage. So people were just beginning to rebuild from Cyclone Gita. I say Tonga, but it's actually the Kingdom of Tonga. Tonga still does have a king, in fact. Our first few days in Tonga, we saw some of the sights on the main island. There was a large trillathon, which looks a bit like Stonehenge, and it's the only trillathon in all of the South Pacific, all of Polynesia. We also visited a very cool cave where you can kind of go in and see some of the normal cave features, but also do a bit of cliff jumping and swimming inside the cave. We also got to see a natural bridge, some deserted beaches, and of course checked out the royal palace while we were in town. The Kingdom of Tonga is one of just 4 nations in the entire world where you can legally swim with whales. While there's a number of different islands in the Kingdom of Tonga where you can see whales and swim with them, Ewa is both close to the main island, and also from a lot of the research we did online, you really have the best chance of seeing humpback whales. We were going to take a flight to Ewa, and it is one of the shortest commercial flights in the world. It's about 6 minutes or 7 minutes. But the flight was canceled, so just like many other people and cars and cinder blocks and food, we took the ferry. The next morning, we went right on down to the harbor, got in Kiko's boat, and headed out. Kiko's a bit of a whale whisperer. He's been doing these whale swim tours for 16 years, and he is the only certified guide on the island of Ewa to do these tours. And he whistles for the whales, he calls to them, he seems to really understand their behavior, and we had good luck seeing a lot of whales both up on the surface and down below. Check it out. We were very close to the whales, but it did not feel like we were bothering them, and it did not feel unsafe. The whales did not always stay around for as long as it shows in these clips. Sometimes we would approach and we would start to swim and they would just swim away. And other times they stayed and swam around us for over an hour. So it was really up to the whales, and we were just kind of there hoping to catch a glimpse. Day 2, we went out again and we were in for a real treat. Day 2, we came across a pod of 5 whales, and it included a mother and a pretty newborn baby. So it was a treat to get to see the mother and the baby up close. Speaking of getting to see the mother and baby up close, I got a little too close. And I was swimming along filming her, and she began to turn left. I tried hard to get out of her way, but in the end she smacked me with her right flipper to push me out of the way, and I think maybe send a little message that I was too close to the baby. So she got me on the shoulder and it hurt a bit, but not too bad, and I guess it makes for a fun story. So Carina got a shot of the whale smack, as we called it. Nua got a shot of the whale smack, and then lastly, you can see my footage of seeing the whale head on. When we were cruising back to the harbor at the end of the day, we lucked out on seeing something that Kiko himself in 16 years said he's only seen a few times. And that was a group of 3 whales, 2 males and 1 female. And the males were fighting for dominance to be able to mate with the female. We were able to watch this for over an hour. So they were crashing, breaching, hitting each other, fighting, pushing each other out of the way to win the female, I guess. Our last event in Ewa turned out to be pretty memorable. Sabine's interested in planes and interested in flying, so it was fun to check out this cool little airport where you can walk right up and it's pretty much all open air. You can see the planes coming and going quite easily from the grass. And when the pilot got out of the plane, I thought I would ask him if Sabine could check out the cockpit before we took off. I thought maybe he'd let her maybe sit in the seat for a minute and see the controls. But he went one better and he said, yes, she will be my co-pilot. For a minute I thought he was kidding until it turns out Sabine actually was his co-pilot. Check it out.
Sawyer, you want to come back here with me?
I'm doing beanie. Doing beanie.